Hello and welcome to From the Boundary. I am Tom and I'm once again joined by my co-host Sam.
Before we start this episode, though, we need to talk about Quick Fix Bat Services. Got it right that time. Nailed it. Henry, who's been on the podcast, probably OG sponsor now. He has now offered. It's not now. He did it before Christmas. But all listeners to the From the Boundary show.
Get to the point, Sam. The point.
I think him sponsoring a podcast to two people who got ADHD is probably not the best idea. But never mind. Back on point. Henry gives all of the listeners to From the Boundary 5% off all his services. And all you have to do is message him, ask him for a service on Instagram, say you've come from us, use the code word boundary5 for 5% off. That is Quick Fix _ Bat Services. Quick Fix _ Bat Services on Instagram. Message Henry, go back, watch the episode that he's on, come back, watch this episode. Everyone's caught up. You know who Henry is. You know who we are.
We know who Henry is.
We know, well, and the listeners, because if they've not listened to everyone knows who Henry is. And then,
they get to know who we are.
Then you get to know who we are, because that was a few episodes, and you'll have some episodes to catch up. And then, come back, listen to this episode, and then we're done. I feel like that was
don't think we ever got to the point.
No, the point is that Henry, if you message Henry at Quick Fix Bat Services, he'll give you 5% off. All you've got to do is say boundary 5, and it's 5% off all services. Perfect in time for the new season.
Amen to that.
Hello and welcome to From the Boundary, recorded in a loft in Kent. Let's see what these two idiots have to say this week. Before they start, though, I must ask you to follow, like and repost all their amazing social medias. Search From the Boundary on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for updates and clips.
Hello and welcome back to From the Boundary.
Welcome back. Missed another week, and that was both of our faults.
It's gone wrong inside 10 seconds. That's a good start. It is sunny now, so
I know. I've got shorts on.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of those people though that I will wear shorts probably up till October, November, and then sort of go, yeah, it's a little bit chilly now. And then as soon as I don't have to put the heated seat on in the van, I'm like, short weather. Perfect. We'll go.
I still maintain it is sunglasses weather. Obviously, that's why they're on my head. But
can I just say, with your sunglasses on your head like that, and you're in full tracksuit, you look like a dad at sports day.
But it is still coat weather. Like I don't think it's sort of. I suppose it depends what jumper you got on, but I think.
I think it depends how much like someone of my insulation. I'm very much turn up to site with my jumper on, and by the time I've done the walk from the car park to where I've got to go and sign in, normally I'm like, it's fucking hot. So, but no, yeah.
But maybe not big coat now, but it's still I maintain a coat. But then it sort of looks a bit weird just having sunglasses on and a coat on.
Yeah, but then it's like when you see people it's like when you see footballers who wear short sleeve shirts and gloves.
Yeah.
You think, can't be that cold.
Pick a lane.
Yeah, that's it. Pick a lane. Do you need a coat or do you need sunglasses?
Yeah.
But then saying that, when you go skiing, you wear sunglasses, don't you? Or you wear goggles.
Yeah, you do generally, yeah.
Because it reflects off the snow.
Yeah. I've had this conversation loads of times because I don't drink hot drinks really. And people say, what do you do when you've gone skiing in the past? And you're like, you don't get cold when you're skiing. When you're skiing, you get hot. Like, you never get cold.
Can I just say, I've never been skiing, so I wouldn't know.
But you don't. Everyone's assumption is like, when you say you don't drink hot drinks and stuff, they're like, but you've been skiing before. What do you do? And it's just like, you
alcohol.
Get hot.
Alcohol warms you up pretty fucking quick.
There's also that. Although, kind of need to sort of think about where you are. Like, I'm about to do a black run. Let's get pissed.
Excuse me?
A black run. Do you know the difference?
I've never been skiing. I think I've stepped foot on a ski slope once when I was a lot younger, and it was snowboarding, and it was a dry slope.
There's loads of dry slopes around here, actually, to be fair.
Yeah. Still not been done it.
So you got green runs, so that's basically like really thick snow, really easy to sort of ski in. Then you've got blue runs. Then red runs are getting a little bit trickier, and then black runs are essentially just ice. It's just like going down on ice. It's got to be pretty decent to actually do it. So,
and what ones do you do?
probably sort of the easier red ones.
Have you ever done a black one?
Yeah, but it's stupid because you don't go down like in any sort of. You just literally go, and like just because you're so scared of
for audio listeners, you're basically just falling off to one side.
Yeah, just going side to side,
and then falling off to another side.
Which is what you're supposed to do anyway. You're supposed to go sort of side to side, but it's supposed to be more like diagonal rather than
right angles.
Yeah, whereas black ones, you're just basically going back up, almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, don't get pissed and do a black because that's probably end up dead. Which quite a few people have done actually, haven't they? Have you seen that?
Sorry, can we just clip? I know we didn't do one last week, but don't get pissed and do a black, or you'll end up dead. Can we just clip that? And that's in the trailer for this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Missed the word run out of it.
You did.
You've
lost what you was going to say, haven't you?
I think it's this year. It might have been last year. Some sort of elderly-ish lady decided she was going to do a black run, and I think either she died or she killed someone. Basically, just completely lost control and just like went over.
But there's no way of stopping, is there?
No, I feel like she might have killed someone. Hence, basically, that's how she stopped.
The brakes have gone on the car. Never mind. There's a group of kids over there. I'll just aim for them. The bumps will slow it down.
Oh, we did this last time, didn't we, about the kids?
Yeah.
Why do we keep running over kids in our imaginations?
Because I was going to say because it feels easier, but I've got 3, so I probably shouldn't be advertising. Advertising's the wrong word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I do need to have a chat with one of mine later, because I came home today and basically for the last week I've been living out of a bag, just working away and not being at home. So I thought I'm going to have to do there's only so many times I can turn my boxes inside out. Well, once and then you turn them back the right way, but you know what I mean. So before you got here, I've just put a load of washing on.
Yeah.
Thought I need to do it because again I'm then not here again for the weekend and I'm not home again essentially till Monday, possibly Tuesday. So I put my washing in and I put it on. And
that helps.
Well, yeah, you'd be amazed how many times I forget to do the dishwasher.
Just look.
Yeah, the amount of times I forget to do the dishwasher. I'm like, where the fuck's that saucepan? Oh, it's still in there. But you live on your own, or not? You live on your own house. You know how a washing machine should sound.
Yeah.
It shouldn't sound every cycle, should it?
No.
So, literally just before you got here, I took the clothes out of the washing machine to hang up on the Aira, and I found my Alexa remote.
Oh, God.
So I need to have a polite chat with one of them, because I even went...
Do you need to find out which one?
No, I know which one it was. I have 3 kids. One of them is obsessed with Thomas Tank Engine, so it's not him. One of them is obsessed with the Alexa remote. It's not looking good for him. And one of them is 5 and probably won't.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't do that. So yeah, I need to have a polite chat with him when I see him later, because currently I've got no Alexa, I've got no Fire Stick because I can't use it.
Yeah. Is it completely ruined?
Oh yeah, it's completely gone. It's completely gone. Immaculate and shiny.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just come out the box. However, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to work. Which I don't think is too much to ask, is it, really?
No. One of the most disgusting experiences I remember having is when I lived in a house share. Someone went on a night out, spewed on themselves, just chucked their stuff in the... I'm going to be generous and say just assume to put the washing machine on, but thought, I know, I've spewed on myself, I'll just chuck it in there.
Oh, no.
Do you know what's going to come next?
Everything got covered in.
Yeah, I put my clothes in next. And his clothes were in there, and that was just the end of my clothes. That batch of clothes were just gone.
Open the bin bag.
Yeah,
the bin bag.
Pretty much.
Well, I can probably top the Alexa remote by going on holiday once with a ex, getting absolutely pissed the night before, and then the following morning, while very hungover, she asked me to go and get her iPod out of the room, and me walking back from room, walking through the pool, going, fucking hair of the dog, and there's a swim up bar. So I went to the swim up bar, sat at the bar for another 2 hours drinking, and then as I got out of the pool, went, there's your iPod. That's fucked.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that bad, but in Jamaica I did go in the. I went in the pool, and then I sort of came out because going up to some up bar, and I came out. I was like, I've got quite a lot of cash on me. Oh, that's why that dried out.
Yeah. I had quite a bit of cash on me because it just disappeared like fantasy snap. I had.
To be fair, that went back up to the room
on the radiators.
Yeah, so that was salvageable, but realising you had quite that, it was a fair amount of money, and just being like, oh, that's wet.
And I think the obvious one that everyone has done, and I think everyone does this on every holiday they ever go on, is the key.
Yeah.
If you've got a key and you put it in your swim shorts, you're going to be going to reception going, can I have another one?
Yeah.
It's wet.
Oh, speaking of keys, I'm going to have fun. So my car's going in for a service tomorrow. I have to, I can never do this, get the car keys off my keys. That will take me so much longer than it should do.
That's one of those things that it's like almost like a superpower, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I definitely think it goes down the female gene. Like, I've never met a male that can do them first time without having to get a spoon involved.
Yeah.
Whereas...
Oh, a spoon.
Yeah, you put a spoon.
I use a knife. Spoon probably makes more sense.
Yeah, it's curvy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just flatten it. But if you gave that to a woman, I bet a woman could just go...
Yeah, just with the... Yeah, I don't know.
So my house keys have got like... I've got one main ring, like tag, and I've got... a ring that's got all my mum and dad's keys on, and a ring that's got my keys on. And if I need to, I'm just like, I'll take that one off.
Yeah. I can never take them off. I might even just take it to the garage tomorrow and be like...
I'm not going home for a few hours.
Yeah. Or just like, you can do it. I'll pay you more.
I just tried to know, how long is this going to be? 6 hours to town. I'll work out something, because I can't. You've got my fob.
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to think. Last time my car went in for... I think my car went in because I had a flat tyre and I needed the tyre replacing. And they said, we'll be about an hour. I was like, okay. So I walked into town. I had Finn with me. I walked into town with him. And after an hour, was like, I need a nappy for him. And I've left it all in the car. So I walked back to the car and was like, can I just... And they were like, it's right in the middle of being up on the ramp. And I was like, I need the bag out the back, please. Because that's a sign that I'm a really good dad, is that I went out without his fucking bag. Which is always good. So what have you done? Because you went to Nets last night.
Yeah,
I didn't get to go because I was in a hotel in Norwich, living my best life with Domino's. Very nice.
Nice. No, I've had a week off this week. I went to Nets last night.
You been off work?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to a Mexican in Folkestone on Tuesday.
Mexican restaurant. You didn't just go to a person.
Mexican restaurant. That was very nice. Burritos, fajitas, chicken and chorizo, steak.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, that was very nice. Yeah. Then I went back and had paella.
What, at the...
I tested your memory.
I got it. That is one hell of a fucking callback. Can I just say that must be what? That's
how long it's been.
That's single figures episode callback, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's before we even videoed these, I reckon.
You're about to be like, why did you have paella for pudding?
No, I got it. I did catch up. That must be. That's pre-video of these podcasts callback. I reckon.
That was probably very early on, to be fair. She might even be nearly out of prison, to be honest, because she only got like 18 months or 2 years.
Hey?
You know where we started that from? The famous clip about in prison and the I can't think you call him, like the prison guard.
Yeah.
She got arrested. She got found guilty of it.
Yeah, it's a bit hard not to be found guilty when he was fucking plastered That was a poor choice of words.
But that was, she got 18 months to 2 years or something, so she's probably nearly done it.
We've only been doing this, we probably are at about a year.
Probably at about a year. I was going to say with good behaviour, but then given what she was...
no.
Maybe not.
Then would you put that as bad behaviour? Because people do get in relationships in prison.
Yeah.
I feel like we've fucking went off on a tangent
Veered
there.
off on a tangent.
Veered off? We fucking put it in the wall.
Actually, something I did do before Nets yesterday was
Well, do I want to know this after you just described paella?
No, I didn't do that. Went shopping, but we were sort of just walking around Canterbury, and basically it got to the point where I was a bit like, don't really know where we are. Right, should we stop and Google Maps it? No, because we'll find out where we are soon enough. We ended up got there for breakfast.
Stayed there for dinner.
Stayed there for lunch. Yeah, went to Nando's for lunch. Looked at Nando's. And we've done 8,800 steps.
So you've earned the Nando's then?
Yeah, and then I had Nets after. I'm surprised I did Nets after. That's probably why I was quite so stiff last night.
Yeah, and then I got a text from you late for me. I was asleep by 9 o'clock. I got a text from you late last night going, I've got in from Nets and not moved off the sofa.
No, I had like plans to. One of the things I've been doing with my week off is I've downloaded a 7-day Apple TV trial. I've been watching all the Ted Lasso, which
told you.
I'm going to get through that with 3 seasons, and I'm going to get through that within the week, which I think is quite a good going. I'm not paying for Apple TV because that's literally the only thing on it.
I don't think there's much on there.
Well, that's the second best thing on there.
Second best?
That's the second highest rated thing.
What's highest?
I don't know, some new thing. But the point
is the film with
Vengeance, I think.
Vengeance?
Something like that, I think.
No idea.
Anyway, there wasn't a lot other than that I wanted to watch. So
no, I don't think I've got Apple TV.
So I'm pleased I got through the trial. I think I'm going to go to. I've got Netflix, and I think I'm going to get Prime because you can actually use Prime for deliveries as well. So
yeah, and Prime's got everything on. I'm rewatching The Walking Dead for the 3rd time.
Yeah, I just don't want to get something just to watch one thing. Like I would have got Apple TV just to watch Ted Lasso, but then once I finish,
that makes sense. You can be quite sensible sometimes, can't you? Are you sensible or are you just being tight?
I'm just being tight.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I had a fun night in a fucking hotel. I don't like hotels at the best of times.
What hotel are we talking?
It was Holiday Inn. Next to a David Lloyd's. Yeah. Which made me feel really bad when I got Domino's last night. I'm stood there waiting for my delivery and all the people are walking in the gym and I'm like, don't even care. But yeah, I was in a hotel in Norwich. And so I was working in Cambridge.
Yeah.
And thought, I'm going to be really sneaky. And I'm going to do one of Friday's jobs. So what's the point in going back to the hotel early to sit in it? And there is, can I just say, fuck all on television. Like,
yeah,
I do not understand paying for a TV license because there is fuck all.
To be fair, the experience, I can't remember what I was going to do when I couldn't move after Nets last night, but I think I ended up watching like Married at First Sight or something. There wasn't a lot, and I just like kind of
couldn't reach the remote.
Exactly. If I could reach the remote, I might watch something different. But I was just like,
I was watching Nazi murder mysteries. There was absolutely bollocks all on. But basically, I thought, I'm going to go and do one of my Friday jobs.
I thought you were going to say I'm going to do a Nazi murder mystery.
Oh, yes. Oh, I wonder who did it. I don't know why the Nazis were quite as camp as I made them out to be.
And Chinese.
No. Do you reckon that the Germans did not takeaways as such? But do you reckon there was probably weren't too hot on the Polish, but do you reckon if there was like a Chinese that could do a mean chow mein, they'd be like, oh, you walk into a kebab shop,
yeah,
and they're like, out in the street, we're going to kill you, and they go, no, try our doner, and then they survived. Possibly. Or do you reckon they were just a bit indiscriminate?
Well, they would have, if that happens, they would have sort of got everyone into the same place and then put them sort of got them in a different room. I think they would have made it look like they killed them. Even if
they didn't. Bombed out, kebab shop, bombed out.
I'm so pleased we're not going to war, because if we did, imagine you being involved, just like some random takeaway surviving. And maybe it's like a swimming pool for you and Finn to go in.
I don't know if he's got nuclear war. It's gone. You know, I am glad we're not going to war, but it would be.
Thanks for clearing that one up.
Yeah, but I mean, there is part of me that thinks, yeah, there's certain people that could do with. But could you imagine, like, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? I'm just seeing if I can get Joe Madonna kebab here. Well, Uber it. I've got a code.
That was one of the first things we did in the flat, to be fair. Just
What?
everyone moving in all the like furniture and stuff. And me and my brother just sat like, Uber Eats. No, that's not great. Just Eat. That's better. Deliveroo. That's okay.
Fuck all on that one. Yeah, that was, to be fair, that was the first thing I did when I got to the hotel room yesterday. Was went on all of them and was just like, there's McDonald's. There's, my favourite one. So where the hotel is, you got the hotel, then you got David Lloyd's next to it, and it's all in sort of like car park to an Asda's.
Yeah.
And obviously Uber Eats does groceries.
Yeah.
And Uber Eats for the Asda's that was there, like from where we are to the television.
Yeah.
That's how close. If you scaled it up or scaled it down, that had a 45-minute to an hour delivery time. I was like, I could walk over and get. I know it's probably laziness. I wouldn't, but like, I could just fucking walk and get it quicker than them. Just walk in as they're packing it. You pack it, I'll collect it. Nailed it.
Yeah. No, when I was a pizza delivery driver, you're like looking at some of the delivery addresses, like where our flat is now. And you're like, it's going to take me longer to drive here than it would to walk here, and you can't be asked to come and collect it when it'd be like a third of the price.
Would you not be tempted if, like, because you like, were you second floor?
Yeah.
Open your window. I'm not doing the stairs.
That'd be fun. But I feel like it would go horribly wrong. You probably wouldn't would drop it, or it
It'd
would
be
go
like,
through the
is it
window.
Breaking Bad where the pizza's on the roof?
What do you have on a pizza?
Oh, this is going to go badly. So I got Domino's last night. I had half and half.
Okay.
So I had the Meteora.
Yeah.
I'm not drunk, I promise. The Meteora on one side.
Yeah.
And ham on the other.
You're okay.
But I don't like the barbecue sauce, so I had tomato sauce on all of them.
Okay.
What do you have?
Now I'd probably have something like a meat feast or a meteor. So before I worked in a pizza shop and got free pizza as part of being a delivery driver there, the only pizza I would eat was ham and pineapple. Literally, that was all I would eat.
But then surely if you work in a pizza place, you can just go, some of that.
Well,
you make it like Subway.
Precisely, you finish a shift and you're like, I basically ordered everything off the menu, went back up the menu, and then started making my own pizzas because, like, that's just what you do at the end of a shift.
I can just imagine you in the back. That's some more rabbit.
Well, it's not me making it. I'm a driver. You get the chefs to make it.
Yeah, but no, but it's more funny if you're.
Yeah.
I
did spend one whole summer there, and I was like, my diet really isn't good.
Sorry.
It's free, but because my boss worked in London, and he used to come down on like a Friday and a Saturday, but he basically just entrusted 16-year-old me to be the driver, and like some 16-year-old chef to do it, because he couldn't be asked like Monday to Thursday to come in because it wasn't busy enough to justify him coming down from London. So he just left us in charge, which in a way was quite trustworthy.
In a way,
in a way,
it sounds like child labour.
In a way, it was fucking stupid. I mean, we got to basically just have the run of the place. He couldn't drive, so
you had to drive.
I taught him how to drive and stuff, like taking my car around. No, it can't be 16. It must have been older than that.
I was going to say, you can't drive.
18.
No, 17's...
17, 18.
I was 17 when I passed.
I think I was 18 when I passed. I obviously had to drive to have that job.
You think? It'd make it more difficult.
Maybe he was a bit younger than me. He might have been sort of 16, 17. I must have been 18. But, yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit like kind of just sort of praying for your boss to actually come in. And he was like, no, it's not going to be very busy. So
Please come in, we're bored. We just want someone to talk to.
So, yeah. A lot of them smoked and stuff just because of boredom. I think that's why they smoked, because, like, obviously Tuesday you get, like, 2 for Tuesday or something. It's just fairly busy.
Was it Domino's that you worked for?
No.
Was it like
There's an independent one in Faversham.
It's Faversham's Pizzas.
Yeah.
Let's call it Faversham's
Yeah.
Pizzas.
But yeah, Mondays are dead, Wednesdays are dead, Thursdays are dead, and even Fridays are dead up till you get to about
Pisshead time.
about 5, 6. It is Faversham.
Is that what it's called? Faversham Pizzas.
No, it wasn't called that.
Faversham's Kebab and Pizzas.
But yeah, I think that's why a lot of them smoked, because they basically just smoked in the week because they were bored.
To be fair, that happens with me with vaping. As soon as I get in the van, I'm like, right, vape. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day looking at brake lights. I might as well fucking enjoy it. Might as well smile while doing it. You've never smoked, have you?
Not really, no.
So no, not really
Well,
means
I
you've done it when you've been drunk.
I've done it and just been like, I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it.
Do you? This is going to sound like a weird thread, but bear with. There is a point to it. Do you remember when you used to go down the beach and they used to do those balls that were flavoured? So it'd be like a grape ball or a strawberry ball. It always used to come on that.
Right, yeah.
Why is it that I'm fairly all right when it comes to vapes? There's only certain things I don't like flavour of. Kiwi, watermelon, both made it. Like watermelon especially. Fucking straight away. Got a great one there. It tastes like I'm sucking on one of them plastic fucking balls. Just the smell of it, you're like... It's the one flavour they can't get right. Everything else tastes vaguely like it. Grape tastes like... What? But now I've just said that, does it mean that it was more a case of that they couldn't get the strawberry ball right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
it might just be that the grape and the grape ball were so alike because they fucking nailed it. In hindsight, I should do more research. I need to go and lick a grape ball. Then with vapes.
That sounds like a euphemism. I'm not sure what for.
Bald head. So what else have you done in a week? I feel like well, it's not been a week, has it? It's been 2.
Yeah.
We had Nets last week. That was a clusterfuck, wasn't it? And you know what's really nice is when someone patronises you going, well, you batted better than last week.
Who's
and I was,
that?
Luca,
Oh.
went to me as I'm sat there going, fucking this shit, they're doing the usual.
Doing the Alex.
Yeah, doing the usual fucking shit sport because I've not hit a fucking thing in my 15-minute net session. Just going, this is fucking bollocks. Nope, not bollocks to this. I'm glad I'm not coming next week. And Luke comes to me, well, there was improvement. You was better than last week. I was like, there fucking wasn't, though, was there? There really, really wasn't.
He's funny.
And then, yeah, having music on and changing song while you're batting.
That was a rogue music choice from 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
We were going back to, like, I'm pretty sure songs like Sex Bomb weren't out when he was bored.
Probably not. But can I just say, did you bat when the music was on?
Don't think so, no.
Oh.
I think I batted early.
Can I just say, it's very off-putting
Is it?
when you're lining something up and then all of a sudden the song
Yeah,
not
switches.
changes, because obviously you get the fade down and the fade up. When he just goes, no, body like someone skips to the next one and you're like, da 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 fuck shit. I'm not using that as an excuse because I was just shit last week, and part of me is quite looking forward to next week to be like, yeah, it was just a bad week. I think if it gets to 3 weeks and you've been shit for 3 weeks, at that point you just write the season off and go, this ain't the season. This ain't going to be the season.
I thought we batted quite well at Nets yesterday, to be fair.
I wasn't there.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I bring the average down, do I?
I think those nets work though, like because in the past, basically we've done it, and there's a lot more of us now this time than we usually get. There's usually like only maybe max 5 of us, isn't there? And then you sort of turn up and there's some other clubs and they have like 30, 35, and they're just like, we're gonna take this net and this net, like,
and we turn up
yeah,
and go,
fair enough.
Can we'll go with you. We almost feel embarrassed that we've got a whole net to ourselves.
Yeah. And someone's decided we're going to do TikToks for... I don't know if we've got a club TikTok yet.
We have.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So content was being filmed yesterday. You've probably seen it on WhatsApp. You wanted to speak to someone about that.
Why?
Well, just because he wants to... They were doing a lot of videos yesterday. The idea of putting it on TikTok. I would imagine it's already on his personal TikTok. maybe not seen it.
I saw one video that went up on the group.
Yeah, I think there's more than that.
Oh.
The photo was good.
That photo was fucking brilliant. But you know what? That is one of those where you'd almost like a spot the ball contest, because he stepped to the side, he stepped back, and he's taken out off stump, and you're like, you've got that all wrong, haven't you?
Yeah.
That is a spot the ball contest, if ever. Like, I have nothing to do with this. Well, not really much to do with social media anymore, but that is the kind of one where you blank it out and go, spot where the ball was, A, B, or C.
I'm sure he's still smirking like a little,
Probably.
like a little twat in the photo.
He was when I fucking you know when I hit the lion?
Yeah.
That was off him.
I was there.
Yeah, the one I actually made contact with was right in the slot and just gone. And yeah, he was still smirking at me, and I was like,
yeah, Sam took that photo and then was basically, it was getting towards the end of the net session. He was like, that camera is now going away because that's a good point to end it.
It's never getting better than that.
Not topping that.
Oh, just trying to think. What else have I done?
I can't think what I did last week. Not a lot. Just worked, I think.
Well, I probably worked as well. Oh, yeah, I was telling my story about going from Cambridge to Lowestoft.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Lowestoft, most easterly point in the UK.
Right.
Also, potentially, like I did 2-hour drive from Cambridge to Lowestoft, and I think I drove back about 60 years. Because, and I quote, this is a actual quote from the station that I was working in. Someone came to the window and went, I wasn't paying attention to where they wanted to go. I would like a return to X, wherever they were going. And the woman went, that's £9.10, cash or card.
£9.10, yeah, go on.
I don't know. I think it might have been one stop and back. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But it's £9.10, cash or card, which is the normal question, isn't it? It's 90% of the time you get asked, are you paying cash or card?
Yeah.
And he went, and I'm not going to do the accent because I will mess it up, but imagine Norfolk accent. And
I'm trying to think of that comedian. What's the Norwich comedian?
Norwich comedian?
Yeah.
Delia Smith?
I can't say.
But he basically went to her and went, cash please, don't believe in them cards. I was like, well, COVID must have been a fucking ball ache for you. Just having to constantly put your money in the freezer.
just living off kebabs and fish and chips. I'm trying to think what else still is cash only. It's about that.
Taxis.
Taxis.
You can get a taxi somewhere for cash. A fish and chip shop, 9 times out of 10 is cash only. Barbers. Most barbers are cash only.
So he's still getting his hair cut.
We're back to the kebabs again.
His diet would have been a bastard for COVID.
Was anyone's actually any good? Joe, wasn't it 5 years?
Yeah.
Was it yesterday? Or the day before?
I didn't realise it's quite so close to 5 years.
Yeah, it was 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah,
5 years.
mad.
I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Wednesday was yesterday. Tuesday or Monday was 5 years since we went into our first lockdown.
We've both doing pretty different things with our lives 5 years ago. Christ.
Was he?
I was.
What was you doing?
Back at mum and dad's with an ex-girlfriend.
I was here with an ex-girlfriend. Let's just say that we ain't changed a lot, have we? You only left your mum and dad's a month ago. Not much has changed. Apart from you attempting to grow a beard. I can see that
Well, I just haven't shaved because I haven't worked.
And look, you've got past the divorce dad of 2 stage though.
That's good.
You actually, I reckon another week, and I reckon you have got the makings there of a decent beard.
It's probably not going to last another week, so I'll be back at work on Monday.
Yeah, you can have a beard at work, can't
I can do. Yeah, there's no reason I can't. I just probably won't.
But you have got a patch.
Yeah.
What happened there?
That was a topic of conversation last night.
What, the patch?
Yeah.
What happened?
The paella. Oh, patch.
Did that?
Yeah.
You got a bald patch in your...
Oh, so that's that side, I think. Is it that side?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. A patch.
You got where your fingers just were. Down, there. You got a bald patch.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that. Okay.
Every time you grow a beard, I give you a fucking complexion, don't I?
Why don't you grow a beard? Well, Sam said this last time, and then the next
Yeah,
time I
but
grow a beard.
to be fair-
well, Sam said this time.
I've probably got bald spots, but you can't see
Yeah,
it
that's
because I've
true.
let it grow so long.
That's true.
Are you going to have a beard for the party? Which is a month away, so you've got plenty of time to grow one.
Probably not. I mean, potentially.
I think you should grow a beard. It will. We'll just say it will look like the document, like coming here every week until you shave it. Will look like we're documenting you having a breakdown. But do you not think that's the case for anyone? Like past 30, then goes, I'm going to grow a beard. Like past 30,
Yeah.
you've either got a beard or you've not got a beard.
No. Yeah.
Like I started growing mine when I was 21. Or I've not been clean shaven since I was 21, apart from one mild accident when I was about 24.
Mild accident. Whoops.
No, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. You know, those times where you think, I can't be asked to go to the barbers, I'll just shave it myself and go, fuck it, it's all coming off. Yeah, so apart from that, I've had a beard since I was about 20, 21. Not at this length, it's got longer.
Yeah, I've shaved it at points.
Yeah. Do you remember when it was at its longest?
That was COVID, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, first season after COVID would have probably been longest. I look like fucking WG Grace.
Unfortunately, didn't play like him. But
No, I didn't. You're correct. But yeah, no, I reckon if you can power through for the next week, you'll have the makings of a good beard. You got good colour in it as well.
it's not like it's just like my hair, isn't it? It's not like
Yeah, but it's not ginger. Everyone's beard goes
yeah,
ginger.
it's not weird, is it?
No, I think. Do you know what? I think it's actually weirder that you haven't got ginger beards. Like everyone has a ginger beard. At some point, if the sun hits it right, you get ginger beards. But you've got good colour. You never see blonde beards, do you?
This is a cricket podcast. We're not just going to fantasize out my beard for the rest of the.
I'm not fantasising about
I
it.
don't know what the word is, but
Describe.
describing my beard.
We would be absolutely shit as those audio describers, wouldn't we?
Yep.
You know, when they have the person there, you can't see, so you have to be like, and on the screen now is a big fish. It's blue whale. It's a big blue fish, big sea, and it's blue.
I'm sure they did something like that on Gogglebox, but it was like something like Naked Attraction, and it's just like the way, obviously, like, and now the bottom half of the body is revealed, showing the erect penis.
Like, do you reckon like there's some times where you just be like that is it's an impressive job to have.
Yeah, for the most part.
And do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we discussed the woman on the train station who's got one of the most famous voices that no one knows who she is?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that those deaf interpreters, not interpreters, sign language people on the TV, they're like the most famous?
You do see some of them, don't you, on like CBBC and stuff?
Yeah, but what's her name?
No, that's true.
It's the most famous person.
You'd recognise them at the train station, but you wouldn't like go up to them. You don't know anything about them.
Yeah, but you know how like the trainer is the most famous person that you've never seen.
Yeah.
But you've heard a voice. They're the most famous person you've seen, but never heard.
Yeah, true. They might not talk, to be fair. You might go up to them at like a train station or something and be like, "Are you the person from this channel?" And they're just signing. Well, no need to call me a wanker. Bloody hell.
Actually, I'm just saying that. This again is relevant. That a fucking stretch, but we're going with it. Did you know, and I can't remember where I heard this, but you know when people do those accents where they go, they say, like, you're trying to be French.
Yeah.
You're like, where is the Eiffel Tower sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know that's actually the reason that people do it? Not just to take the piss, partly to take the piss, but it's how, let's say a French person, if you think about a French person speaking French,
Yeah.
and then think of that French person trying to speak English, there would be those dialectal tones and all that. Which is why, but for the life of me, that even though I can go, yeah, that makes sense, I could never imagine us trying to do like a German.
Well, I'm not going to do an accent because I just end up going horribly wrong. But
if you imagine you trying to speak like,
I'd have to listen to Angela Merkel, I think, just to try and replicate her. But yeah, I know what you mean.
So if we go to France and go, where is the Eiffel Tower? try and make it easier for them to understand. Them coming over here and going, "Ich bin und Londoner," just German with French accents. He's travelled. He's now in London, so he's travelled a bit. But it would if they did that and was like, "Oi, pal," that's English, isn't it? What is the English accent?
I think it's like stereotypically, it's like really posh, isn't it? But it's not many people's actual accents. That's what they think of, like people having teas and scones and afternoon teas and being really posh. But
How did we ever get that?
I don't know.
Reputation.
That must be like very.
Royal?
What's the show that's really popular but really old fashioned? It's on BBC.
Only Fools and Horses.
Women watch it all the time.
Loose Women.
It's from like the
Casualty. Emmerdale. EastEnders. Antiques Roadshow. Lorraine.
Show's called.
You're going to have to help me out.
Downton Abbey.
Yeah, but again, how many people are from Downton or Abbey? We'll take it it's Downton.
I guess it's Downton. That's what they assume the accent is, I guess.
But I wonder what the first transatlantic film was. Because bear with me for a thought before you laugh. But let's say that the first thing to go over to the pond was Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Or Downton Abbey adjacent. And the Americans went, all the British talk like that. And everyone's what? And
yeah.
Good day to you, sir. And all that. Can you imagine if, say, Snatch was the first film that went over? Or Kidulthood?
Yeah. That's like all the jokes they make in Ted Lasso. It's about him being from Kansas and, being a hillbilly and all that sort of stuff. But like, I'm pretty sure that not everyone from Kansas is like that.
Yeah, but again, we've got the reputation from Kansas of Dorothy from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas anymore. That's not it. You know what? You know the line. We're not in Is it Kansas?
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Well, you're just making me really pleased I didn't try any accents.
Well, because I did it and fucked it for you. Oh, yeah.
So cricket. It is getting closer to the cricket season.
It is. It's weird. It feels like we're edging towards, which is not a pun that I intended, but we are edging towards the start of, what is it, first week of May?
For us?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably something like that.
We are edging towards that first week of the season. It seems like a long time ago, a long way away, but on the other side of that, you do look and go, I've only got 6 lessons left.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I have to improve at a rapid rate of knots before the beginning of the season.
I would assume county sides must start playing friendlies and stuff next week, maybe. Because they've got to play, I think Kent have got 3 friendlies. And they start about a month before us, so they start pretty much, I think their game's like 2nd of April or something.
Should the pre-season, what do you reckon a pre-season friendly looks like for a county league?
Well, it's just very kind of, I would imagine it's just a hit outside against another team. Like, kind of a lot of them will get
It's amazing that our team's never been asked.
But I would imagine like a lot of players will just get to 70 and be like, yeah, that'll do. Oh, you're coming off, are you? Yeah. Retired, not bothered anymore.
Retired. What is he hurt? Retired. C B A. Do you mean TBA? No. I know what I meant.
Yeah, and I can't imagine. I'm pretty sure all the friendlies are free
to go and watch. I assume.
So I can't imagine they get massive crowds. It probably just is like an outdoor net.
Can you imagine if they went on like a pre-season tour?
Yeah, well they kind of did, didn't they? They went to Mumbai. That was a batting camp. But...
What are the bowlers doing that? You want me to bowl all day? Okay, this is brilliant. This is really good for the batsman, isn't it? Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Parkinson went. I think he batted. I think he was working on his batting. They had loads of like Indian spinners, like from local schools and stuff, bowling at them, which apparently were quite good.
Yeah, but they were doing it against Kent.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah. And obviously, the wicket keepers can practice wicket keeping to an extent.
Who is a Finch?
Yeah, he now looks like Eminem. Giving up with his hair.
He looks like Eminem. Does he?
Yeah, it's giving up with hair. When you see him, you'll see what I mean.
Are we talking Eminem now or Eminem sort of?
No, we're talking.
Are we talking like 8 Mile?
Yeah, 8 Mile.
Oh Jesus. Oh GG's.
I said, "What's going on there? That's a bit of a change." And he went, "Yeah, well, the gods had decided, so I decided to get a head start." I was like, "Oh, fair enough."
Well, I was going to say you was at the Kent Media Day, so this is quite weird because normally we have someone on to interview. I feel like I should interview you as to what goes on a media day. Don't say media stuff because I will eat you. I'm sleep deprived.
So this is like a press conference, which was good this year because it was slightly different. So you've got
bodes well for all the other years that you've been.
Well, no, but it's just obviously it's good to look ahead to the new season and stuff. But previously, it'd been the same people all the time.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah. We've got new people.
New head coach to speak to. Director of cricket's the same.
How many times?
Belle Drummond was there. And then you had Megan Bell is the women's captain. And James Hockley is the next men's Kent player who is now the head coach of the women's team. And he's got some new role within the women's head of women's
development.
I think head of women's development, yeah, Lucy Harmon. So they're all basically sort of sat there, but it's not like it's actually funny. Someone I've seen a picture from it, and there's 6 people on this table that we're all interviewing. My mum's when she saw the picture, she said, "I assumed it'd be like when you go to when you see like a Liverpool press conference or a Man City one, where there's like hundreds and hundreds of people, like rows and rows of it. There's probably."
4 of you.
No, there's more than 4 of us, but there's probably something like 15 or 20. It's not a lot. When you think we're interviewing 6 people.
Think of another question.
Is
it? But so, like you said, new head coach for the men's.
Mm-hmm.
Our captain's still the same, isn't it? Belle Drummond's still captain.
But I think we've gone to 3 captains now, so I think this year it's going to be Jack Leaning in the white ball. In the One Day Cup, Belling's in the T20.
Belle Drummond in the county.
Whereas I think last year...
Leaning was...
Belle Drummond might have been at the 100 last year.
Yes, he was. Didn't play, but he was at the 100.
I don't think many of them are going this year, are they?
Yeah, because none of them got played last year, did they?
No.
But that's a conversation for a different...
Yeah.
We've had that conversation and we'll have it till we're blue in the face. But is it difficult, the fact that last year... And how long had... Matt...
Walker.
Yeah, been in charge at Kent. Fair few years.
I think he'd been in charge for 8, but then he was obviously assistant coach before that.
So, but
it's been
if for 8 years you've gone there and been like, this is who I'm talking to. I know what.
Yeah.
The thing that what's the word I'm looking for? Tangent is sort of along like we had the first Formula One this week, and Lewis Hamilton spending the whole time going, yeah, you've only got to tell me once. Yeah. Stop repeating what to do. Tell me once.
Yeah.
And is it like that when you get a new head coach of, right, I have to be, he likes short, sharp questions, or with this person I can ramble a bit, or this person don't ask about X?
I feel like, well, you will do it, obviously, because it's part of being a head coach, but I feel like media duties maybe not. Matt Walker's very good at it. He's a very good talker, but I feel like he's maybe doing it more because he kind of has to, rather than because he wants to. I mean,
he's Australian, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that threw me as well because obviously I know the background, but it does kind of throw you because he was an England captain at one point. He's a little bit of he's a Surrey legend, but he's a little bit of an England legend as well, sort of from that era. And then you sort of hear him speak, and you go, "You could not be more Australian." Like, it sounds he lives in Queensland, and he does sound like he's just lived in Queensland his whole life. So it's.
But is it
a bit bizarre?
How quickly? Because obviously, like you said, the season starts soon.
Yeah.
How quickly do you reckon how long do you reckon it will take you to be like, to switch from, I'm not talking to Matt Walker, I'm now talking to Ben Hollyoak?
Adam Hollyoak.
Adam Hollyoak, sorry. Where did I get Ben from?
That's his brother.
That's why. Adam Hollyoak, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends.
Like you said, if you spent 8 years talking to Matt Walker and being able to maybe ramble a bit more on the question.
I think also with them, like with coaches and stuff, it's all well and good being there at the media day and kind of showing your face and stuff. But out of those 15 or 20 odd people, there's probably only like 4 or 5 that are going to like be there consistently, sort of throughout the season. So I think it will take like a month or two into the season, and when there's some county championship game that's dead set to be a draw, and we're all there on the last day, you kind of a little bit be like, oh, okay, like so you're from that, you do that, you do that, but then you'll sort of realise you're like the sort of. Well, obviously just doing our job.
Consistent
like the diehard, effectively.
Die.
But
the diehards, I'm here again.
You know what I mean, though, don't you?
This is shit.
Hopefully it's not as shit. That's kind of part of the idea, I think.
But yeah, when you're there on day 4, you've pissed it down for 3.5 days, and you're like, are we going to go for a draw? Oh, they've called it. Brilliant. I can't talk to Adam then. Yeah. Adam, what did you think? Well, the weather's shit, isn't it? Yeah.
He's very sort of dry, like stuff like that. He was talking about, someone asked him about his fighting, and can you transfer the fighting elements into cricket? And he said, well, I didn't. No. Well, no, so he did effectively say yes, but he started the answer by being like, well, I didn't mean physically fighting. No, I don't want the players going out there going like, dish.
He had an alright record, didn't he, in MMA?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he still spars, but he won't do it again.
You think?
But I think he still spars to keep himself fit, yeah.
So then what happens? You have your press conference.
So then you sort of effectively get given a table to do one-to-ones. And to sort of keep it going.
It's basically speed dating, but with fucking...
It kind of is, yeah.
Kent players.
Yeah, it kind of is a little bit. You can only ask, to keep it sort of moving along, they only let you ask 5 questions. And so you obviously got to think like, that was a little bit...
Is this the same 6, or do you now start...
that's the same, from the same 6 from the press conference. And you got to kind of think, it was a bit annoying really, because it's a new head coach, so naturally you want to like find out, ask them
keep
more
the brains
things.
A bit more.
But you can't be like using all your questions on them, so it's kind of like you use 2, and you use maybe 1 on Bell Drummond, and then...
Sorry, I thought you got like 6 in total, or 5 in total.
Yeah.
5 each, sorry.
No, 5 in total. It kind of keeps it moving on. But then after...
Oh, that's awkward, isn't it, if you use up all your questions? Hand on.
Yeah.
And go on.
So that bit's a bit tricky, but you just kind of have to sort of on your feet, just sort of judge it kind of thing. Yeah, and then to be fair, a lot of them... I mean, Adam Hollyoak actually at the time was very distracted, and basically Nathan Gilchrist hadn't seen him bowl at all ever, and he was out bowling with Robbie Joseph, her bowling coach, because he just got back, so he was just basically like looking outside. So after the press conference, I said, "Oh, can I pull you and like ask you some more questions?" And he said, "Yeah, do you mind if we go and do it here so I can see?"
Yeah,
because obviously for something like radio, I've been in the situation before where someone like swears sort of halfway through. You obviously have to restart it because they can't use it. Or if someone swears, because I'm writing it, I'm just getting the audio, and then I'm sort of
beep,
and then I'm typing it out. Yeah. So if someone swears, I can either not use that word or I can replace it with a different word. So it doesn't really matter. So when he said, can I just do it here so I can see him bowl? Did that. So I think I spoke to him, Joe Denley.
Did you ask any of these people to come on the pod?
Well, I was a bit busy at the time, just trying to get hold of as many people as I could.
I feel like your priorities are wrong, mate.
Finch.
So
Simon Cook.
You was allowed 5 questions, and one of your questions was, "What the fuck happened to your hair, Harry?"
No, that was before we started.
Oh,
that was me like putting them aside. Grant Stewart.
You got to speak to a fair old whack of them then.
Yeah, Simon Cook, and then Megan Bell and James Hockley.
Not so many of the women.
No.
You don't know anything about the women's cricket, do you? We've had this discussion before. Did they keep bringing them in, and you'd be like...
It was only those 3 that are there, because the women don't... I didn't realise until last week, actually. Do you know how this whole tier 1, tier 2 thing, and Kent, sort of said they want to go to win tier 2 to make a point to the ECB that they should be a tier 1 side. I didn't realise that tier 2 sides aren't paid at all. So you're full time as a tier 1 side. Tier 2, you're not paid at all.
You're never going to get out of tier 2, are you?
Well, it's be very hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's when they've expanded it, aren't they? They've expanded.
You've got tier 2 and then you've got tier 3 as well.
Tier 1, yeah. Tier 1's going to get bigger, isn't it? And they're going to.
Well, no, tier 1's getting Glamorgan added and.
Is it Durham?
Durham or Yorkshire?
Yeah, one of those. Oh. I thought it was
Durham. They're all the same past than Watford Gap. And then, tier 2, and then there is going to be a tier 3 as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
To mimic the.
Well, it should be. I suppose, in theory, it should be a football sort of
promotions and relegations.
Really, that's quite funny in Ted Lasso, where they were explaining like promotion and relegation to him, and all the players are like, "Well, what do you do in America? What happens to all the crap teams?" Well, they just play out all the games in like empty stadiums, no one cares, and then they just sort of finish the season, get to pick the best players next year, and then do it again. That sounds like a stupid idea.
Yeah, you got that. And I like who are we playing on Tuesday? Wednesday.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday.
We're playing them Wednesday?
We're playing them twice.
No, we're playing them Tuesday. We're playing them twice?
Yeah.
No, Sheffield have a team called Wednesday. That's interesting.
And then you've got lots of people like our friend from who we've had on the podcast before, Lee. People
VR cricket guy.
Yeah, content people like him. They're doing separate things. Last year they had.
Did you try and sneak on a go with Lee?
No,
because we've still not had a go with. I need to get him back on to actually try the.
Yeah. No.
Because I've just been like, I'm the new signing. Well, no, they probably would have noticed. After the first ball was bowled on it, you'd be like, he's not the new signing.
Well, it's funny actually because he's obviously better at it than the players, like the game.
Yeah.
So, but I would imagine he's sort of surprised me when he said he doesn't play any club cricket at all. I'd imagine he's probably a fairly handy club cricket player. He must be he must simulate it fairly well.
Yeah, I feel like it's something we should test.
Well, we need to buy the cricket equipment, the game,
or we could just ask him.
Or ask him to play for us.
Yeah. Hey.
No, what I'm saying is someone that plays the game that much and is that good at the game. They must be quite good at cricket in real life.
Yeah, he was. He said he was.
He doesn't play now.
No, because of his knees.
I still play. You still play.
And mine's not knees. Mine's everything. Everything fucking hurts. But yeah, no, he says in the interview that it was his knees that went. I'd love to have him because watching him bat, I'm like that. I'm like, yeah, you could fucking do a job for me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So Lee, if you're listening, please.
But yeah, like it really sort of threw me that players, like professional players, were like, "Whoa, this feels really weird." I just couldn't sort of adapt to it. It's quite funny. Some of them like, well, they needed walking into walls and stuff.
That's what would always worry me about it. Is, like, I'm not one to stand around in the crease, am I? No. And I'd come charging down and walk into like the kitchen door or something like that. Like, I'm coming down the just tripping over the cat or something.
What made me laugh from the interview was we said to Leo, "Has he broken anything?" And he said, "No," in the house, and he said, "No, I've been quite lucky."
Oh, what did he do?
And I've seen a clip of him, like he's got a glass table, his wife's glass table like that, and he got quite close. So have you seen that one?
Yeah, the one where the game actually warns him, didn't he? Said there's something in your vicinity, and he's like, "Oh, awfully close to the table."
Yeah,
no.
So yeah, anyway, so he was and the players, but then they sort of took him to a separate room.
He probably needs a bit more room than just a table, doesn't he?
Probably does, yeah. And they have stuff like they've got a corporate lunch going on upstairs and all that sort of stuff at the same time.
Was you not invited to that?
No, you don't go to that. Go to Sainsbury's and then back.
I'll just sit here with my sandwich and my can of Lucasade.
Can of Lucasade?
You can get cans of Lucasade.
Can you?
Yeah.
I
feel like you got hung up on the wrong point there, mate.
Yeah, but apparently they said to Lee, they said because he's finished with all the players, and they said to him, "You can, keep using the room, sort of thing." And they turned around when we were doing like the press conference and getting all the one-to-one set up and everything. And Lee was out on the ground, not in the middle of the pitch, but like on the pitch. But he's obviously wearing like trainers and stuff, and so I'm sure it wouldn't have been an issue. But they just sort of turned around and like, oh, so he's decided to do it outside now. Okay.
We're gonna have to text him and be like, Lee, what was you doing on the pitch?
So that's where I saw him, because I was kind of.
I was out there going, who's that fucking weirdo walking across the pitch?
So I was walking back from Sainsbury's.
Oh, that's our friend.
I was walking back from Sainsbury's and sort of vaguely recognised him. And I sort of slowed down the walk, so I was hoping he'd finish and then I could say like hello and stuff.
Would have been so awkward if he'd gone hello and you'd gone, who are you?
But yeah, like he just didn't. He to be fair to him, he kept going and going. He must have got quite a lot of content.
Yeah, but he said, didn't he, in the pod? He records 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, he was doing a fair old stint there. I was kind of like, I'm going to be late, so I'm not going to say hello.
I'm going to be late going home early if we carry this on. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, one of the things they do, I know I haven't really got a rant this week, but one of the things they do, which is really bizarre. So you've been to Kent's Ground.
Yes.
So,
what a stupid fucking question that was.
But for the media day, so all right, you've got the businesses there, and you've got a few different sort of businesses have come for the lunch and stuff, and it is a bit busier than normal. But is there plenty of parking at that ground?
It depends. On a match day, no. If you're going to nets or you're playing indoors, it's plenty.
Yeah, precisely. And they've got people just saying like car parking stewards, what are you here for? The media day. We'll just park anywhere in that vicinity. It's just like, well, yeah, like I could have figured that. Like, that's just a waste of a wage.
Where did I go? And I think there was on a day that there was an indoor game, was also a wedding fair, maybe?
That would sort of make sense.
And it was like, what are you here for? I'm in white.
The wedding.
I'm in white. What do you think?
We're doing it the Liverpool 1997 way.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, but you had fun at the meeting.
Yeah, no, it's good. It is always good. I kind of then get home and you've got all these interviews on your phone and there's some TikToks about it and stuff. And it's like, when you're actually doing the interview, like doing this now, it's quite enjoyable. Like, you've kind of got some questions planned, but you can think on your feet a bit. And then you get home and then you've got all these, like the press conference was half an hour. All these one-to-ones are about 10 minutes long. You have to type them all out and then start to get stories out of them. And you have to think like, obviously Kent weren't great last year and hopefully be better this year. But you can't then have new Kent head coach Adam Hollyoake says Kent will be better this year, followed by Kent director of cricket Simon Cook says Kent will be better this year. Like, they've got to be different. Yeah. So I ended up writing 18 stories over the weekend. I finished on Sunday. But
18 stories from 5 interviews and a press conference.
Yeah.
And the one thing that you brought to the table was Harry Finch having a haircut.
Yeah. Because I've been sticking for Matt Parkinson. That's why I spoke. That's why I spoke. Yeah, he didn't like that comparison.
I bet he fucking didn't. Right, well, there goes Harry Finch ever coming on the fucking podcast. Thanks, mate.
That's why I spoke to Grant Stewart, because he had his back to me. He was talking to Adam Hollyoake because he had his back to me and I could only see the back of his head. I assumed it was Parkinson, so I went and grabbed Grant Stewart, spoke to him. Therefore, fuck's sake, Finch is still not here. So sort of, I just didn't want to be sort of stood there like milling awkwardly. Basically, I wanted to get someone, especially when you've already spoken to the head coach. You don't want to stand in front of the head coach like, how are you adapting to life here?
Oh, it's a bit shit weather, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet it's warm in Australia.
I bet you're so glad that you came here.
So yeah, but I basically was like, oh fuck it. I definitely haven't spoken to him yet, and I was like, oh shit, that is Harry.
Oh my god. When we do PR for this podcast,
maybe don't clip that bit because that would definitely put curtains on him ever coming on.
No, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it because I do all the fucking editing. I'm going to clip it and then be like, he said that. Nothing to do with me. If you just want me, when Mel came, it was only me doing the interview. Yeah, wasn't you? So we can get rid of Tom. He's disposable. Please don't go because it's weird if I'm half here going, Tom. Oh, he's not there.
To be fair though, the one thing I would say from something like a media day like that is like, obviously they're not all the same. I don't want to stereotype them all,
But you're going to.
but like when you speak to that number of cricket players or rugby players, you get quite a lot out of them and quite a lot of interesting stuff out of them. You speak to 10 footballers a lot of the
It's
time.
fucking dull as dishwater,
Yeah. And I'm not saying there are some smart ones, and some of them become managers, and some of them have got degrees and everything. I'm not saying they're all the same, but with a lot, like, I would come away from that and be like, okay, so those three said something interesting. He said this, he said that, he said that. So that's probably what I'm going to lead on. The other 7 basically said the exact same thing.
God,
Like,
dull as dishwater, aren't they, some of them? They got no personality.
no, you're quite lucky, really. Like that, Gillingham's a certain. It's more like probably when you get to Championship, top end of League One, Championship.
Have we just had a power cut?
You just had a power cut.
We're going for a break because apparently we're having a power cut. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. Before we start this week's podcast, we need to discuss our Patreon. Sam, what is our Patreon?
Our Patreon, Tom, is patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast. And on Patreon, it means that you can support us.
We sound professionals because we messed it up the first time. And how much does our Patreon cost, Sam?
Our Patreon is £5 a month. And for that even, oh, fucked it up, I'm not restarting. For that, you get these episodes that you're listening to now early. So rather than getting them on a Monday like everyone else, you can get them on a Saturday. You also get a discount on merch, which we haven't started yet. But when it starts, you'll get a discount on merch. There's also going to be extra episodes. We're going to probably aim to do one a month, potentially, probably. And we give you priority when it comes to contacting the podcast.
Excellent. Thanks, Sam.
Any other questions about it?
Not for now.
So, to reiterate, patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast for just £5 a month, which is less than a pint in most places, isn't it?
Down here it is, yeah.
Basically, buy me and Tom a pint a month, and then we'll be very happy with you. Thank you.
Lights.
That was fucking weird, wasn't it? That was so strange. That was what's it called? What's the word when you have to do something immediately?
Instant.
No, because people have just got like either the quick fix or the Patreon advert in the middle of the podcast, which is very unusual because normally it's at the beginning. I think the only other times we've had a break is when Mel had a coughing fit. But yeah, you wouldn't have been able to see us. You'll know. Oh, now what's going on? Oh no!
Well, the world's being taken over.
What is going on?
We're
Still going. What the fuck is going on here? Where was we before?
Do you want to talk about the ghost stories in this house again? Just calm him down a bit.
No, because I feel like it's one of those where if we ignore the ghost, he'll go away. But I don't think that's the case.
No.
He just seems to have come back with a vengeance.
So that was the media day. So
you're ploughing on with the media.
No, that was it. That was it.
Maybe that's what it was. The ghost was bored of talking about the media day.
The ghost was a big Harry Finch fan.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The ghost was a big Harry Finch fan.
To be fair to him, like, he was in COVID. We signed for Kent just because basically, like, almost.
I thought you were talking about the ghost then. The ghost signed for COVID, did
he? He signed for Kent almost like a favour, didn't he? In that COVID.
Yeah.
COVID game, and he was signed as like a third choice keeper, and I'm not even sure that was a pro contract. And like within about 18 months, he's like, "Oh shit,
where is everybody?"
I suppose I need to get better at this keeping, Lark.
At some point, I'm going to clip some of that just to see if we can get his attention to come on the pod.
I don't know if he will have the TikTok. He might do actually.
If not, we're just going to add a random Harry Finch and hope for the best. Right. Well, that's the end of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
do you want to talk about the One Day Cup stuff, or do you want to talk? What else did you want to talk about?
I think One Day Cup needs a bit more time because you sprung that on me literally before we came up in here. So I need to do a bit of research before we do that. But I feel like what we do need to do is, it's a bit of a public service announcement, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we're a podcast for the people. To an extent. And basically, with the cricket season starting, we are doing a section called, what are we calling it? Cricket insults? Cricket sledges.
Sledging with Sam.
That sounds like I'm going down a fucking hill in the snow. But let's stick with it. Let's go with sledging with Sam.
Sledging with Sam. ... And Tom.
And Tom. Which is basically...
Given you've put... That's probably about as much work as me and you put into it. Sledging with Sam.
No.
And me in the background. And Tom.
I told you about this 3 days ago and you still did no fucking research. Basically, this is going to be a bit of a public service in... we want this to be a safe space where cricket sledges and insults can be read out among the people. And maybe you can use them. Have you ever been sledged? Sledged?
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've had? I know the worst one I ever had.
I don't really know what the worst one I've ever had.
The worst one I ever had was about 4 or 5 years ago. Coming into bowl. Third change? Maybe even fourth change. Being asked to bowl. And as I marked out my run-up, one of the batsmen went, "It's been let up from third man." Brilliant. That killed me.
Well, I can't think of any really bad ones I've had. When I lived in Carlisle, one of the people that was captain of the sides I played for, he was rather circular. Rather circular in shape. So,
I got it.
He got their captain said, everyone in, it's not like he's going to drop it at his toes and then run a quick single. To which he did the following ball, dropped at his toes, ran a quick single, and turned around and went, "Not bad for a fat prick, is it?"
I do think what makes some of the best sledging and insult, some of the best sledging is definitely the reaction, isn't it? Like you've got Freddie Flintoff with "Mind the windows, Tino."
I saw that on YouTube today.
Mind the windows, and he just tries to hoy it out the ground and completely fucks it.
I wonder if I don't know, I think Tino Best mentions it in his autobiography, but I don't know if he had that planned anyway. Like whether he's going to try and nail it or
don't think so.
Got in his head.
It must have done. But I like the sledging where you got there's no response, is there?
No.
Like when, is it Rishabh Pant with Tim Payne goes, Tim Payne comes out to bat and going, "Imagine being the third most hated person in Australia." It's just that you can't reply, can you? Like Rishabh Pant I think Rishabh Pant is one of the best at sledging.
Tim Payne did a weird one, didn't he? Basically went up to one of the Indian players and was just like, "Do you and your wife want to go out for dinner tonight?"
I'll babysit. That was,
Yeah. But he just kept going on about that you could try this place or try that place. I can't remember if he got him out, so maybe it didn't work. But
then you got there are players that are better at it, isn't there? And I don't think Tim Payne was ever that good at sledging, was he? Because didn't he do the one to, was it Virat? And he said, "You're here, but all your team hate you." And it was like, but that's not true, is it? That's clearly not true.
Yeah.
So we want to know what your best sledging is. The best insult that I've ever heard, cricket related, was end of last year, last game of the season, where the captain, when they were all warming up and they were throwing it in sky high trying to catch it, when the captain turned around to one of their players and described him as, "The stumps are there, but the bails have long gone." And I was just like, yes. That is pure.
There's obviously the one that you were involved with a couple of years ago. You at Gully.
Oh, yeah, that was when I sledged myself, wasn't it, basically?
You were in the first slip.
No, I was at...
You were at Gully, weren't you?
I was at Gully, and it was point.
Second.
That's point. The one where I went, "Do you want me to stand? There's no point me being stood here because he's not hitting anything." And the very next ball put it between me and point.
Yeah.
I sledged myself.
I think the best one I can remember getting was. Do you remember my bat before this one?
What have you got now?
Salix. The one before was basically Adidas, similar to Stuart Broad's one.
No, but carry on.
I actually got out in this game nicking off, and they called me back in because I nicked off laughing because they were staging me this because I knew. I played with one of their players before, so basically I think he batted and I gave him a little bit, and he was just constant. It's just a bit like, this is fucking ridiculous. I could barely breathe, so I nicked off, and then their wicketkeeper was their captain. I think I'd got to like the non-striking batsman. He was like, "Hold on, you were pissing yourself laughing, weren't you?" I was like, "I still am, to be honest."
Come back. Yeah, you feel sorry for me.
Yeah, so he was like, I nicked off the first slip, but he cool.
That was good. That was good of him to call you back, though.
Yeah, yeah. The best one I had was, fuck me, I didn't realise Stuart Broad was right-handed. I just didn't really think about it. I was a bit like, fuck.
Yeah.
Then it sort of drops, and you're like, oh yeah, that's quite good.
One of my favourite ones wasn't so much a sledge reaction, was at Bolton, where Creedy took a catch off Alex and went, "Fuck me, Al, that was absolute shit." And didn't realise the batsman was also called Alex, so thought he was insulting him. So there was a bit of a to-do there. That was a bit of trying to sort that one out. Yeah, just fucking hell, Alex, that was shit. But yeah, if you've got, there might be some sledges that we've forgotten about.
Yeah,
there's definitely sledges.
There's all the classics, isn't there? Big swing, no ding, all that sort of.
More swings than a child's playground.
Yeah,
I've probably heard that one. I've probably heard that one and not taken it in. I always get the, why the fuck are you batting so low? And then the next ball, oh, that's why. Which is killer.
It's a compliment. And
it's like, take the compliment, and then as you go, yeah, I'll have that back. Oh. But yeah, if you've got any, email them into the pod, fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com. And I think we're a bit shaken up by the power cut, aren't we?
A little bit. I think we're going to watch our sort of subscribers and viewers go. Wicketkeeper's just going to be like through there, like, oh, this is my sort of thing.
Yeah, all the wicketkeepers going, my time to shine. Harry Finch would be perfect. Yeah. If you hadn't insulted him in the first half, it would have been perfect.
The power cut saved me.
No, it didn't. Right, I'm going to let you do the... Have you got a rant this week?
No, I've done my rant. Have you got a rant? Have you got your book?
Oh, yeah. Got that. What page do you want?
7. That's going to be something like the table of contents or something boring like that, isn't it?
I need to start scoring these so I know how we've done.
We could just go back through the podcasts. Go to the end.
We could do that. All right. We need a jingle. It's Reevesy's quiz. It's Reevesy's quiz. It's Reevesy's quiz. It's Reevesy's quiz.
That's the best I can do.
It's Reevesy's quiz. Reevesy. No. Right. Your quiz this week. How many questions are there? It's 20 questions.
Yeah.
Because I think you chose the worst, one of the longest ones. But it's on the counties.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, okay.
I need to find the answers. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Right, ready? Tom Reeves' quiz. Question 1.
Tom?
I'm
not sure that's what came out of your mouth at first.
Is it not? Okay. How many first-class counties are there? You're going to have to keep score, by the way.
18.
Correct. So you're just doing like your own Mr. Chips. Got the question right. Which county names come... Oh, let's try that again. Which county name comes first alphabetically?
Oh, first? I thought you were going to do first and last.
Hang on, it's question 3. I'll do first. First and last.
Durham.
Oh, close. Derbyshire. And what one comes last?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire does. Which county name is the longest?
Nottinghamshire.
Oh, no.
That's Northamptonshire, isn't it?
Northamptonshire.
Went the wrong way.
Which county name is the shortest? Oh, come on.
Yeah, I just don't want to be stupid. It's Kent, surely.
Yeah, it's Kent. Prior to 1988, the year you was born, how long were county cricket matches?
5 days?
No, 3 days. Went the wrong way.
Surely they were all draws.
I heard assume so. Since 1993, the year I was born, how many days have county cricket matches have been played for?
About 4.
Yeah. Which two...
That's ironic, I've now got 4 right.
Yeah, that's good. It's the little things that make you happy, innit?
I can go now. See ya.
Which two counties have swords on their flags? Oh,
Derbyshire?
no. I'll give you 3 guesses. You use one.
Leicestershire?
No. Would you like me to put you out of your misery?
Yeah.
Essex and Middlesex. Bit harsh on
Okay.
Essex, isn't it? They're like cutlasses rather than swords.
Yeah.
A horse appears on the flag of which county?
Kent?
A white rose... I'm getting emotional. A white rose appears on which county's flag?
Let me just go the right way. Yorkshire?
A red rose appears on on the flag of which county?
Lancashire?
Yes. A dragon appears on the flag of which county?
That is Glamorgan?
No.
Is it Gloucester?
No, it does actually say clue, not Glamorgan.
Oh.
I just didn't want to give you that clue. Somerset.
Oh, okay.
Was Essex Cricket Club founded in 1846, 1976 or 1906? That has just sent my autism off the roof because they're not in chronological order. I didn't like that. Oh, that's why there's a typo. Hang on. Was Essex County Cricket Club founded in 1846, 1876 or 1906?
1906?
No, you probably should have got it from the fact there was a typo.
Oh.
1876. I wouldn't have known there was a typo, would I?
No, it's true.
Was Glamorgan County Cricket Club founded in 1888, 1908 or 1928?
1888 then, surely.
It was. Which fruit appears on the flag of Worcestershire?
An apple?
A pear. Despite being founded in 1882, which year marked Durham's first class debut? 1987, 1992 or 1997?
The first one?
1987.
No, you said one was 1800s, wasn't it?
No. That was when they were founded. 1882. Which year marked Durham's first class debut? 1987, 1992, 1997.
1987 then?
No, 1992.
Really?
Apparently. The County Cricket Club in Nottinghamshire, why don't I not just say Nottinghamshire Cricket Club, was founded in which year? 1801, 1821 or 1841?
1841.
It was. In which year was Hampshire County Cricket Club founded? 1843, 1863 or 1883?
1863.
Correct. What are you at now?
10.
Who captained Gloucestershire in its first senior match in 1870?
W.G. Gray.
It is. Fucking. Which county?
I remember I was there.
Oh, well, yeah, you probably were. Which county won the championship 5 times between 1926? Hang on a minute. There's another fucking typo here. Which county won the championship 5 times between 1926 and 1834? I reckon that should be 1934.
Let's go with Surrey.
No, it was Lancashire.
Yeah.
What'd you get? 12? 11?
11.
I think that's probably the best one you've done.
Yeah, solid effort. I mean, a lot of that isn't really cricket knowledge. It's just kind of guesswork.
Yeah. It's life, though, isn't it?
Life lessons. Yeah.
Life lessons with Tom.
Yeah. Right. So, apart from
The power cut.
apart from the power cut, that's gone pretty well.
Yep. I'll let you know if we have any more power cuts.
Yeah, please do. Let me know if the
Ghost returns.
takes charge of the house.
Yep.
In fact, you're not even going to know. You're not here.
I'm not here again, am I? I'm living out of bag again. But never mind.
Maybe it's the ghost of the Alexa.
Maybe that's what he's God, you tried fucking waterboarding me. The remote's come back with a vengeance.
That's not good. Maybe being out the house is the best place for you. Would you want to take on a ghost?
It'd be nice to have someone to talk to. And you
What?
could be lazy. Put the dishwasher on for us. What would you do if we went downstairs and the dishwasher had been put on there?
I don't know if this sounds like the nicest of goats. I'm not a ghost.
Goats? It's a well-trained goat.
Maybe it is a ghost goat.
Maybe. But then you could say that for anything. It could be a ghost tiger for all we know.
That's true.
You know those well-known tigers that were found in Kent?
Yeah. One of me and some friends, they said, theoretically, which animal would win Tour de France? And I said, a cheetah. And they said, I don't think a cheetah would win it.
No, it wouldn't.
And I said, no, not a cheetah, Cheetah, a cheetah as in Cheater, as in Lance Armstrong. He would have beat all animals. He'd find a way.
That's a dad joke, isn't it? Yeah. We are fucked when you are an actual dad, aren't we? The jokes are going to be horrific.
That was quite. I think that maybe worked better over text than it did in person.
Yeah.
We did,
especially as I was going to try and break the science of it and go, oh, they're only quick over short distances.
Well, we were talking about whether kangaroos or cheetahs would win, basically. Like, would a kangaroo last over distance?
Yeah, but cheetah can't run uphill, can it?
Well, that's part of it as well. But then, would the cheetah have killed all competition?
No, a lion would have done. Or a honey badger.
A lion might not be there. A honey badger might not be.
You just said of all animals.
Yeah, but...
So if a honey badger...
No, you got to pick the animal. You're picking only one animal to join the tour. So it's going to be the normal tour. I suppose one that could kill would probably help.
Honey badger.
Yeah.
Honey badger. I feel like this podcast has been a weird fucking one.
It's been very much like we didn't do it last week, and it's just a hodgepodge of fucking all sorts.
The same as every week. Then.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the how to contact us, especially now we have people? We want to hear your sledges. We want to hear what the best sledges are that you've heard. Either you've heard or you've been on the receiving end of.
So, we are on Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as From the Boundary Pod.
YouTube.
And YouTube as From the Boundary Pod. We also have a Patreon, so if you subscribe to that, you get access to our special episodes and the merchant discount on the merchandise. That is
coming.
And then
Can I just say, this feels like one of those school assemblies where it's like,
I feel like I'm doing my like French exam at school, but they've got the teacher like giving me little pointers, just like bonjour. Now say ça va, Tom. Say ça va. Ah, ça va. And I'll say merci, Tom.
Your name is. What do you play?
And then you can email us. We are fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com.
Yeah. What's it look at me like I was supposed to be like scoring you? I'll give you a D for learning English.
That's everything, isn't it?
Yes.
I was just checking it was everything, because usually when I say that's everything, you're like, hold on.
Yeah, well, no, normally you're getting better. And we will be back next week.
Yeah.
Will we?
Probably,
Will we? Because you let us down last week. Was it you?
It was both of us.
No.
There's only one day you could do. I could do a double header tonight. I've had this week off to do a double header, and then you go and swan off somewhere else.
I can't do a double header for last week.
No, admittedly, that doesn't really work.
No, exactly. But
yeah, probably next. I think it should be fine.
Okay. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Bye.